Welcome to another episode of the WSXM podcast where a united Africa is an undisputed Africa. So, tonight's story is about the museums in England finally returned some of the stolen artifacts back to Ghana. Even though it's on a loan, it's not permanent. I have a topic on that. But anyway, take a look at this video so you can get an understanding of what I'm talking about, and then we're gonna decode it.
These Ghanaian artifacts, looted during British colonial rule, have now been returned from the UK and the US, and went on public display for the first time this week. People travelled from across Ghana to see the repatriated plunder in the city of Kumasi. That's part of growing pressure on Western institutions to re-examine colonial legacies and repatriate stolen items. Most of the 42 artifacts on display in Kumasi were taken during 5 battles between the Asante Kingdom and Britain, known as the Anglo-Asante Wars. Many were pillaged directly from the Asante Palace.
The items that came back virtually is the soul of the people of Ashanti. We are displaying this for you to see that the items that were stolen, looted in 1874, not all of them has returned, but what we have here still embodies the soul of Ashanti.
Everything that we see is a piece of history. And so bringing it back is bringing back the history to the people to whom it belongs. We own the narrative and we should tell our story.
So there you have it. You hear the Ashanti King spoke, and you hear the museum curator spoke as well. And to me, they're taking this too lightly. But before we're gonna put it aside. During the 18th century, 18th, 19th century, when England had conquered majority of the African continent and colonized them. During this period, they unalived a lot of kings and queens and took over their kingdoms, and even their offspring they take out. Sometimes, once in a while, they will take some of the kings and some of the prince and the princesses when they're young and bring them to England, re-educate them, brainwash them, and don't even tell them where they're from. And they stole a lot of gold, diamonds, arts, artifacts, handmade statues, stuff like that they stole, like that value up to billions of dollars to the day. The King of England crown, the main diamond in it, it's from Africa. The scepter diamond is from Africa. If you should go in a museum in England and you should remove all African artifacts, these museums will be empty and basically don't have no value. They'll become valueless because what? Every single thing they have in these museums is from the African continent. Not only in England, in Europe, in America. Majority of what made these museums so well known and beloved globally because of African history and artifacts. And their reason for not returning our African artifacts to Africa is because of these lame excuses. We don't know how to take care of these stuff. What they're saying is if we return them, we're gonna damage them and we don't know how to, we don't appreciate them and blah blah blah, and we don't have the sophisticated museums as they have to house these things, which is ridiculous on some of the levels, because in Egypt, where they have the pharaohs and all these things, they have state-of-the-art museums in some African countries. So how is it telling us we don't have it when they have it there already? But what? They don't want to lose the wealth if they should return these things. So anyway, so now they return the Ashanti artifacts, excluding a lot of gold pieces, as I can see in the video. And it's on a 3-year loan. And it was negotiated. But here's my piece. Do not return it to England. If we have to go to war for it, so be it. And they would not do that because it would look bad on the eyes on the global level. Because what? How you can steal something from me and then turn around and loan it to me? Tell me I can only keep it temporarily. Let me put it in layman's terms so some people can understand. Let's say you have a house. someone, no, the house is too big. Let's say you have a car. Someone stole your car. And then 1 year after they stole the car, they come back with that same car. They haven't done nothing to it. Same color, same everything. And they tell you, okay, I'm going to give you back this car, but only for 1 month, and then you have to return it to me. That's what they're doing with African artifacts. And not only that, these to show you how diabolical these colonizers are. Every museum, well, every majority of museums globally, especially in England, they have a law put in place to ban any return of artifacts to the African country. Even though you know where it's from, who it's from, you can trace it back to where it was taken from. They still refuse to return our artifacts. And yet they're saying Africa is poor. That's one of the key things they say about Africa. Africa is poor, desolate place where they have a bunch of hungry people, they're corrupted and all, but your whole entire economy is based on African treasures, resources, minerals. Right now, the Buckingham Palace alone is worth billions of dollars only because of African diamonds and gold that they use that they house in the Buckingham Palace. The diamonds, you name it, that's what is happening. So, even fun fact, I learned this recently. Not recently, I've known of it, but it never clicked. Did you know that when England started to industrialize and started to use metal to transform their England, the method for making metal from the ore was taken from Jamaica with a Jamaican iron maker. Invented the process to melt them, to mold and melt metals. And the British, I forget his name, it's not coming to me right now, but we'll do a video on it. He stole that technique from Jamaica and bring it to England, and they industrialized England and started making metal and putting it into buildings. Fun facts. I'm sure that they have been stealing for years. That was in the 17th century they did that, when they was fighting with the Maroons in Jamaica back in the days. So anyway, fast out over time now. So for me, they must find a way to keep these artifacts which belongs to Ghana. But you see, President Nana Akufo, the Ghanaian president, is a puppet. He's one of those who suck up to the Westerners, especially the Americans and even the English. If they would never do this they would never send something like this to South Africa, for example. No, not South Africa, not in South Africa, like Uganda or anywhere they don't have any puppet in place to protect and preserve their everything they have done to us. Because you have presidents that solely put there just to make sure they keep what they stole and they keep stealing more. So Ghana is one of those countries that will. So it hurts me to see that they're so happy to receive something that's theirs temporarily and showcasing it, and then you have to return it. That hurts on so many levels. It's yours. You have proven it's yours. They know it's yours. The world knows it's yours, but yet they cannot keep what is yours. It cannot be returned. Even our forefathers who passed, they have their bodies in museums. They will not return it. They have their bones in museums. They won't return it. They have their heads in museum. They won't return it for us to give them a proper burial. And this is what they do, and yet they want to call us uncultured and poor people, when everything that makes them is from us. Everything. Think about it. Alright, so I hope they can find a way. There must have to be some kind of law they can work around to make sure these things stay in Africa and don't go back. I don't care who they want to kick up and say, oh, it's not yours. It's stolen property. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. Stolen is stolen. There's no time limit and theft. You can say, oh, it ran out. We have it too long, so it cannot be returned. No, that's, if an African country should take anything from a European country, once they can prove it's there, they're coming for it. So why are we being like beggars? Okay, I'm begging you to give me back something that's mine. That's heartbreaking, especially with this Ghanaian president. That's why we need some serious leader like Julius Malema. I think if Julius Malema had the chance to get something returned to South Africa, it will ever leave South Africa again? Never. They will never take that chance in the first place to make that happen. Or Uganda with Museveni, or Zimbabwe with Mnangagwa, or, they would never use these kind of presidents for this. But, of course, they will use President Ruto, President Ramaphosa, or President Nana Akuf of Ghana. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend. You don't know that works. So it helps the channel to grow. So once you reach this point in the video, hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. You don't know that works. Thanks for watching. Boom.